Well, I think we're live now.
I think it's working. I see something on X and I see something on Instagram. Cool.
I'm gonna go check out YouTube. Yep, YouTube's live. Hey, so anybody that wants to make any comment, anybody that wants to make any comments, go over to the YouTube as it's talking to me. All right, guys, we haven't done this in a long time. I don't know how many people are actually watching. We have 15 right now.
Cool.
I figured it was good to have you guys around because you've been to QBCs before. You can ask questions since you've known. Like Dave's been there almost since the beginning. Joe came in at Mulcahy's year. You guys are friends, but you're also Mets fans too, and you've been to cons. You've been to Comic Cons. So, is there anything that you could tell people about the QBC that you like? That's not like other fan fests, not other cons. Just let me know what you guys think about the QBC.
I mean, I just like, I guess, yeah. Actually, I was there. Was Dave there? Yes, I did meet Dave when he was there that time. That was fun. I like how it's like, yeah, it does remind me of the old like comic book conventions, the one at Mulcahy's especially was really cool. And how everybody's like, it's up more up close and personal. Like you hanging out with people, you got the former Mets players that are there. You got that panel. That's great. It's like you have easier access to people around the Mets, involved, and the community, meaning like all the people that you see on social media, on Twitter, on Instagram. You never met them before, and you're like, hey, that's who you are. All right, cool. So that was really neat. I like it. I mean,
yeah, that's what I always liked about it. I remember like the first few at when you had them at Citi Field. I'm drawing a blank. What was the name of the bar? I can't remember. It's not there anymore.
You can't remember at all?
No, wait. Why am I drawing a blank? Where are the first?
It was McFadden's.
McFadden's, my God, sorry.
Was that the first one at McFadden's?
We did the first two at
the
McFadden's.
First few, yeah. And I remember it was cool. It was like you said, it was like that. It was a very tight-knit experience. And then I think the locations afterwards, it kind of just got better, in my opinion. I mean, the last one I went to, when we still lived up that way, was when Todd Frazier was there with Gary Cohen. And that was awesome. That was really a good one. That was just a great setup. And it kind of seems like no matter where it is, it's always the same core experience. Like you still have, like you said, social media people be like, I know you by name, but I have no idea what you look like. And then you finally get to meet, and then, it's cool. It's more than like just a commercialized, come to this fan fest. Like the players are actually interested to be there, and the people are telling stories you probably wouldn't hear otherwise. It's a wild experience. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, for years, like we were trying to get the Mets back when the Wilpons owned them to do a fan fest, and they finally did one in 2020. They asked us to not do ours. We were like open to that, and then they wanted us to program a panel room for them. And when we asked them how much they were going to pay us, because it was going to be an all-day thing, and they told us nothing, I was like, nah, we're good, thanks.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Another thing was last year we actually had one of the Cohens come to the QBC, and not a lot of people knew that. I didn't know it. Lucky for us that one of our friends knows that person, and he bought a ticket, showed up, wanted to see how we were doing, came over to me, started talking to me, and said, oh, I don't understand why we don't do something like this with you guys. We should partner up. Gave him my card. He said he was going to talk to me in the off season, and now they're doing Amazing Day.
Wow. So did you have anything to do with that? Or are they like consulting with you on all of it? Or they kind of took the idea?
Absolutely not. They took the idea and ran. I'm sure it wasn't the Cohens. I'm sure it was in my mind, it's the people that they've hired from other industries like Amex, JetBlue, any of those kind of places like Nike. I think they hired those guys, and those guys are probably like, why are we going to bring anybody else in when we could do it ourselves? We have the people.
Right.
I went to the 2020 Fan Fest. It wasn't bad, but it was, I mean, you could go in there at the beginning of the day and stay the whole day, but everybody that bought tickets for later in the day were getting pushed out of what they could have done. So it was just like one of those things where they never threw people out like they should have.
Right.
Do you always have Sorry, do you always have these at this time of year, Keith? Yeah, because don't you usually do sometimes other times of the year?
Well, the big one was always in January because it was like right in the perfect spot if the Mets made the playoffs
Yeah.
before spring training. But January is also people are coming out of the holidays. So when you're coming out of the holidays, you just spend a lot of money on family
Yeah.
during the holidays, visiting them, buying gifts, dinners, whatever. So we moved the last one, the one at Mulcahy's, we moved to November, which was after COVID. And we're like,
Yeah.
all right, we'll give somebody, it was before Thanksgiving, but before any like the major holidays. And we found the hotel in Flushing and we started doing that in December and it just worked out very well. So it's been December for the last few years.
That's cool.
What's the date again? Just people listening probably don't even know.
It's December 7th on a Saturday at 4 Points Flushing in over on Farrington Street. Go to queensbaseballconvention.com for tickets and info. The tickets are selling really well. The VIP blue tables, which is like the best deal, they're all gone. They were gone day of.
Wow.
We have the VIP orange tickets. You know what? And I'm glad that you brought that up to me because I actually have a slide, believe it or not.
Nice. Came prepared.
Well,
Yeah,
you know.
tried.
Look at this. Professional.
Okay.
We've come a bit. A few years ago, we were like clipboards. Madge still doesn't have a computer, though, but we're getting there.
But do we ever expect Macho to be, there,
I don't need no
Maggio
technology.
draws better than me, so he's got that on me.
Listen, my headphones still have a cord. I'm doing just fine.
You're old school. You're keeping old school.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, you both draw better than me, so it doesn't really matter. So.
I think Keith, you're holding out on us. I think you could draw. I bet you could draw.
You're really that guy who makes all those logo designs. It's you in secret.
Yeah, it's you.
Yeah, I'm just using AI now since I can't find you guys all the time.
Perfect.
All right. So like with general admission, the price of general admission would have been $75 this year because in the past few years we were able to get sponsors. For some reason this year people don't have the money, corporations don't have the money for sponsorships. We were able to bring back Zip Chair. They're sponsoring the VIP blue area. So that helps defray the cost a little bit. Of course, we have 4 Points Flushing, which gives us a break on the venue fees, but we still got to pay for the venue and audio video. We have our partners from Catch, the 7 Line. It's Trade For. We have SNY as our major presenting sponsor. They give us airtime and they promote the QBC on air on SNY, and they also send the SNY Baseball Night New York panel. So they're helping us out with talent. They're helping us out with airtime and pushing the brand, but we still have to pay for the players. We have to pay for the venue, and there's a lot of costs, flights, hotels, all that stuff. So do we want to charge $75 to get in the door? No. But to make it easier, we added the Turk Wendell autograph with it. And some people are like, well, why don't I want that autograph? I'm like, well, just throw the autograph ticket away. It's still going to be $75 if you wanted to come in. It was just that we have from 10 a.m. from the doors open to almost 7 p.m. at night. It's a jam-packed day. So I'm sorry that's $75. I wish it wasn't. But for us to be able to do business, we have to pay the players, we have to pay the agents, we have to pay everybody. So $75.
You're paying us for right now, right?
Yeah, the check's in the mail.
All right, perfect.
And
they didn't even need my address. That's awesome. Perfect.
It was electronic mail.
Computer. He's gonna send you a computer.
The Fisher Price.
My iPhone 5 is working just fine.
So it's $75 to get in the door, and then you get the Turk Wendell. That's cool. Autograph combo.
Yeah.
But then I want Jose Reyes, and then I would pay the $139.
Well, if you want, we'll get into it now. So admission, if you wanted a Jose Reyes autograph and to come in, it's $139 plus tax and fees.
Okay.
So if you didn't want the Turk Wendell one, you get the Jose Reyes with that.
Yeah.
And because of who we're working with, you're not paying what you'd be paying at other venues for his autograph. So it's basically 140 to get in. Same thing with Ray Knight. He doesn't do a lot of these. He's 115. Greg Jeffries, Reyes autograph combo, it's 200, which it's not a bad price for them either. And then Ray Knight and Jose Reyes autograph combo is 180.
Can I ask you, if these players, if they see the prices, right? Do they ever like kind of go like to each other, like, hey, how come I'm only getting my guys are only 74? You should charge more for me. And then, Jose's like, wait, whoa, I think mine should be more too. It's like, the competitive, it's like signing a contract, get the higher pay.
It's what their agents ask for is what we pay them.
Yeah. But then they might turn around later and be like, whoa, look what he's getting.
Well, that's great. As long as it's after our event, then it's fine. They can charge whatever they want. As long as see, the great thing about this is that they know it's a fan event.
Yeah.
And that's by the fans, for the fans. It's not corporate. We do this out of love. Me and Dan don't make any money. We make enough money just to roll it over to the next year. And right now we're hustling, trying to sell tickets, busting my butt because we want to be able to have money in the car for next year to maybe bring somebody else bigger. And we're starting to make more and more connections with other agents and memorabilia vendors. Like,
you have a lot of vendors this year, like last time.
It's jam packed again.
Artists, Majo, are you guys able?
No, I don't think. Well, maybe if I do, I'll just be floating around. But
if you or Majo come up, you can be on my table. Like Majo comes up, you guys can. And Joe, if you come, you know how I have my memorabilia table. You guys can work off of there.
Oh, cool.
See how cheap flights are that time of year, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think Joe, your Reyes tattoo might do really well to sell.
Yeah, I mean, I was even telling you if you somehow want to print them up and we could distribute them, or if people want to use it to sign the autograph on, that's fine with me.
Yeah, we'll work on that, or have you come up and even if what you charge, whatever, we'll figure it out. Just
I think I told you Reyes lives around the area over here, so sometimes I bump into him and I'm always slapping my calf in front of him because that's where his tattoo is. Like, hey Jose, and he's like looking at me like, what the hell is wrong with this dude? And because he doesn't remember me, and he's like, oh yeah, funny white guy. Oh yeah, the tattoo. I remember you. Yeah, man. It's like, hey, and that's it. Yeah, I never bug him for the autograph. I never I want to take a picture with you again. But we'll always have that bond that
that's
he
awesome.
decided to tattoo that silly cartoon on him. Which I think I told you guys a story where that happened with the I think it was the game was just ending, and I think I tweeted out that drawing the first time, and then I see him DM me, and he was probably in the clubhouse right there, like the game just ended. He's like, hey man, what are you gonna do with that drawing? I was like, whatever you want, Mr. Reyes, it's yours. He's like, okay, cool. And then a few weeks later, somebody's messaged me and said, hey, he's gonna tattoo it on his leg. Do you want to come to the tattoo parlor and watch? I'm like, all right. So that's how that happened. So that was fun.
Yeah, it's crazy, like the stuff that the three of us have walked into with the Mets stuff over the years. You with the tattoo and Reyes, Majo getting thrown out of New York City and New York State.
Yeah,
that happened fast. That escalated quickly.
I know.
Sorry.
There's a whole restraining order from a whole state, so he's not allowed back.
Not allowed to cross borders. So I fled.
You fled to Florida.
Yeah, I'm out. See ya.
I might be following you soon. I think we want to go to Florida. My kids want to go because Disney World.
It's no complaints. Especially like this time of year is awesome. It's like breezy. It's cool, but it's still warm. Like everybody up north, they're probably here like, oh, it was 81 today down here. I'm like, yeah, but it was a cool 81. It feels nice.
Those hurricanes, those aren't fun.
No, well, luckily we've avoided all of them so far. So hopefully there's like one more that I think might be showing its face like next weekend, but hopefully that'll be the end of it. And they'll turn the weather machine off.
I had some friends that moved down recently on the West Coast, and they were like, I'm like, oh, what about the Hurricanes? Like, no, West Coast never gets them.
Oh, they
Since
got
moved
nailed like
down
3
there.
of them this year.
They're like, what the hell happened? We moved down to Florida and we get like destroyed.
Yeah. It's definitely intense. It's like a Blizzard watch, but just in a different world.
Hey guys, again, if you want to comment and ask questions, jump onto our YouTube page, Queens Baseball Convention on YouTube. You'll find us, ask questions, anything you want to know about the QBC. If you want to know stuff that happened in the past QBC, stuff that's the upcoming QBC, jump on, leave a comment and question. We'll bring it up and talk to you. Let's get back to the ticket pricing. Now, I told you guys the VIP blue tables are gone. That was like our best thing that people could have bought. We have about 6 chairs left, which are designated seats in the VIP orange seating, where you get 1 autograph each from Turk Wendell, Greg Jeffries, Ray Knight, and Jose Reyes. And then you get 4 inscription tickets. And those 4 inscription tickets you can use for 1 of each player. So that way, if you have an inscription for Turk, you could get an inscription on that. And you get your designated seat and you're good there. You don't have to worry about milling around, losing your seat. You have a designated seat. It's yours. And it's within the first 3 rows in front of the panels. It's $270 plus ticket taxes and fees, but that's going to be the best bang for your buck. And you get fast pass to get into the signings to meet the players. So you don't have to stand on a regular line.
Nice. Easy pass.
Pretty good.
What if you're a vendor? Are you still accepting if anybody out there that's a vendor that would be interested in getting a table, or that's all full?
That's all full. We actually had a tattoo artist that's also a regular artist that hit us up the other day, and I feel so bad because he has good work, and I wanted to be able to fit him in, but we really are busting at the seams that he wanted a booth, and we have a wait list for next year, and all our vendors are all paid up, and they have all their tables. So we're pretty much full. If somebody drops out, the wait list is ready to go too. So
is he going to be doing tattoos live at the event?
He wouldn't have been. I think he was just doing like artwork and to promote his business. Yeah, I don't know.
Joe, you could have gotten the Reyes tattoo on your leg. You could have been slapping
I'd be like,
calf
look,
while
Jose, I got it on the other
there.
leg.
They're brothers.
Jose might have a
Who is this
restraining
guy?
order against me at that point. He might be like,
Right?
you know what, neighbor, you're freaking me out, kid.
Yeah. So also when you get to the event, the blue and orange get into the doors first, so they don't have to wait outside. They're ushered right in, come up the elevator, go right to the second floor where the Queens Baseball Convention ballroom is at this point.
Do you have the same host, the panel, John and anybody else hosting?
So John Saponaro is going to be the overall host. He's also hosting the Turk Wendell panel. I got my buddy Captain Joe Shoes, who's a professional wrestler, also a YouTube personality. He works with the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast Consortium. He's a great guy. He's one of the biggest Greg Jeffrey fans I know, so he's going to have him out on the panel as his host. Ray Knight, of course, we have Roger Clark from New York One. Roger loves the 86 guys. He loves the 69 guys. He's perfect for Ray. And then we got Lori Rubinson for Jose.
Okay.
So she's going to get some good stories out of him. I love Lori. She's always does a great job. I can't thank her, Roger, Joe, and John for doing all this because they knock it out of the park every year. And these guys are just solid. Joe was funny. He was on the first QBC. He was in the 7-line dating game where we did it like the old dating game, and he was one of the contestants behind the curtain.
Oh, wow.
I think I remember that. Yeah.
It's a little bit of a throwback.
Good old times.
The good old days.
The days of yore.
I'm going to go to the autograph prices right now. The autograph prices, not everybody collects autos, so we don't try to make that a priority. It's more about the hanging out with the players, doing the panels, hanging out with fellow fans, the vendors, and just having a good time. And this is like the first time since like 2015 where even though like when the Mets lost the World Series in 2015 and they didn't get into the World Series this year, there's a lot of hope and a lot of goodwill going on. So
Absolutely.
I think we're going to have an exceptional day this year, where everybody's going to be in a great mood, you know?
A lot of optimism.
Yeah. So
Who knows there might be, I'm sure there won't be any major big free agent signings, but you never know. Something drops right before. I could always burst things. Yeah.
It seems like every time something happens, it happens at the QBC, like the day of. It's like when Cespedes re-signed, it was on a QBC day. I forgot what the other one was, but like was the year before or last year somebody else signed big. I think we lost the Grom one year, but we got somebody else. It was crazy. It's crazy, but we have we for some reason have that news hit, you know?
So Keith, is it true Juan Soto will be showing up to the QBC?
There might be a Juan Soto. I don't think there is the Juan Soto. I don't think we could afford the Juan Soto, but there might be a Juan Soto. He might be sitting in the crowd.
Nice. And then you could be like, Juan Soto's here. Where?
Exactly. Dave just changed his name to Juan Soto.
That's me. I am Juan.
Yeah, well,
I am one with the force.
you're getting a lot of money soon, Juan.
Yeah.
Somebody.
Yay. Cool.
All right. So for the autographs, Turk Wendell, it's basically $35 plus taxes and fees. Greg is $40 plus tax and fees. Ray is $45 plus tax and fees. Jose is $75 plus tax and fees. I just don't feel like saying, $0.99 after each one. So I just rounded up a penny. Inscription prices for Turk is $10. Greg is 20. Ray is 20. Jose is 20. Fast passes, there's only a few left if you wanted to buy a couple on your own. They're $20 plus taxes and fees. So you could grab those and jump the line a little bit. As usual, we try not to take advantage of our fellow fans. They ask us if they could take photos and if that's okay. I'm like, we don't charge for it. The players don't charge for it. But if they feel like taking a picture, you might be able to squeeze down and take a picture with them by the table. But we're not saying it's going to happen. It all depends on the player. It could happen. It could not happen. But have your camera ready. You never know. And that's like another big difference from us from other fan fests. Like
what happens? What happens? This has happened in the past. I know it's happened with other conventions. If there's a snowstorm, blizzard, that's happened. It didn't happen with you guys. Right?
That happened.
It happened with the Mike Francesa thing too. I remember the Francesa con.
Yeah, well, that was 2015. I canceled mine weeks in advance. Then we refunded the money. Yeah. And then we tried to figure out how to reschedule it. And if we could reschedule it, if not, we just skip the year and do something.
Yeah, we don't want that. We don't want that. Just curious.
No,
that's was the year. The year that the blizzard came and we canceled, was that the year that you did the lunch with Keith at? I forgot.
No,
that was that same year.
That was when he had the back surgery, and we brought Darryl
right.
instead.
That's right.
Yeah. We always try to if somebody cancels, we try to deliver a bigger guest. They'll eat into our pockets a little bit, but we try to make it more worthwhile for the cancellation, even though it's not our fault. Like right now we're hearing, you know what? Let me go into the schedule and I'll break it down and I'll give some news.
Break it down.
So the doors open at 10. Our first thing that we're going to do is 10:20 is the Gil Hodges Award given to Art Shamsky. He might not be able to make it. Art is 83 years old. Traveling to New York is a little hard. We promised in the blue VIP tables that the only people he was going to sign for was them and give them like a photo op. If that doesn't happen, we're going to make good with one of our other players that are there that day. Maybe we're thinking Turk. Turk is great. Might give an extra autograph. He might give a photo op. And he's one of I hung out with him a few weeks ago. He's an awesome dude. He's gonna have great stories. So if
You're
Art
gonna hand
doesn't
out the
make
shark necklaces,
it, everybody keeps saying shark. They're alligator teeth.
alligator teeth.
But I'm thinking about painting a line in front of the stage so he has to jump it, like the foul lines.
Nice.
Yeah. So if Art can't make it, which he might not happen, we'll have somebody accept the award in his name, and then we'll mail it down to him. We understand, that it's hard to get up here. So and he just moved down to Florida. So maybe we could just send it down with Dave.
Yeah, why not?
Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if this is breaking
Make it a
news about
carry-on.
that now, it's nice and small.
Yeah, perfect.
It's actually I have the award here, believe it or not.
I don't believe it.
You don't believe it? Don't believe it.
Nah, never.
Don't ever believe it.
Dave will be
Believe
accepting
what I
the
see.
award.
Yeah, on behalf of Art.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's breaking news now. We really would prefer to have him up here, but we totally understand why he can't make it. We're gonna do an official release maybe later in the week to check in with him one more time. And but we're lucky to have Art still around after a few of the 69 Mets have passed away, like Ed Kranepool and Buddy. So let's see if I can get a nice like little clear. So that's the
Very
Gil
nice.
Hodges Award for this year.
Wow,
It's got nice. You can't really see it. It's got nice orange and blue in it.
Oh, that's nice. You guys always have nice awards.
I believe it or not, it's like one of the things that I really look for. Dave, you're laughing, but you haven't seen in the last few years, we've also given out rings to people that have been with us for years too.
No, I remember the last one that we went to. Was it I forgot what award it was, but I did the painting for who did I do the painting for? It's been a while. I don't remember people's names, but it's cool to I think that's big to the people who do show up, and even it's that little bit of appreciation. I think that goes a long way, as opposed to just being an autograph hound or a picture hound. Just turning around and saying thank you to them. I think that probably gives them that little bit of humanity. Oh wow, that's really cool. That's awesome. I'm just laughing because there's these two guys behind me that are clearly having a great time tonight, and they're just. If you can hear it over the mic, I'm sorry.
Bring them on the show. Bring them on the show. They're from Florida.
On.
They're going to be very entertaining.
We're in snowbird season now, so there's a lot of people that come here only this time of year, and they're a wild bunch. They're back from their early bird special, so.
Yeah, so that's the first thing that we've actually mentioned about the Gil Hodges Award. We've been trying to work it out a little more with Art, but we'll have to see. So the first full panel at 10:30 is going to be Turk Wendell, hosted by John Saponaro. Now I got to update that. Right at 11:30, so Turk Wendell signing. 11:30 is SNY's Baseball Night in New York, and should be Sal Licata as the host. I don't know who else is going to be there yet. SNY is still getting back to us about that, but every year it's a great time. They always bring it. 12:30 we got Greg Jeffries panel hosted by Joe Shoes, and 1:15 we're actually pushing back Mark Healy for a little bit. Let him get a feel for the whole day at the QBC for a change, instead of just being the first one up and having to be fired out of the box.
Yeah.
So that's the State of the Mets panel. Mark usually breaks down how the last season went, how they thinks the next season is going to go. He brings in a whole bunch of different media personalities, and pretty knowledgeable, and it's a good time. 1:15 while that panel is going on is the Greg Jeffrey signing. 2:15 is a mystery panel. We're working on that now. It was supposed to be Mets Pod with Joe DeMeo and his partner Connor. I can never remember Connor's name. I'm sorry, Connor. But they couldn't do it. Connor is going to be away for that day, so I'm still trying to figure out what kind of panel I might do. I'm thinking about maybe I'm asking J Mac Customs that did the ONG sign. Maybe have him do a panel.
Yeah.
If you guys are around, maybe I'll throw you guys onto it too, and we can have a little artist, content creator kind of panel. You know, I always like having you guys on, even though it's Dave.
What the hell?
Dave's like, no wonder I left New York, New Jersey. I don't need this kind of abuse.
Do you know why I do that? I just want to make sure he's paying attention.
No, but Dave, you know what's funny? On my other streams that I do for like the tech groups, they all pick on me. Maybe I should bring you on those streams, and then you'll join the fun. Yeah.
Who's this
maybe
guy?
you got to bring me on your stream as your bodyguard, and I can take him out for you. So at 3 p.m. we got the Ray Knight panel. That's going to be hosted by Roger Clark, and then there at 4 o'clock we got the Ray Knight signing, and then Till Mets Do Us Part podcast. That's with John Saponaro and his partner Matt Ibanez. Great guys. They do Till Mets Do Us Part. I don't know if you catch the live shows at all.
Yeah, it's a good podcast.
They're great. I love those guys. So I'm always trolling in their comments, trying to see if who I can make laugh first. I'm sure you guys have seen those comments that I've made too. At 4:45, it's the Jose Reyes panel. 5:45 is the Jose Reyes signing, and 6-ish is when we're going to do the finale sign off. So it's not going to be too long of a day. We always overrun, so that's why I'm saying 6 o'clock. We sometimes go to 6:30. So I'm just trying to give everybody a basic idea of what we're doing for that day. So it's not too crazy. Somebody said that they don't want to see certain players. I'm like, well, here's the schedule. If there's players you don't like, you can leave. And if you got the GA with the Turk Wendell autograph, your whole day is paid for. And I personally would pay that much money for all those panels just to be around. I don't know about you guys. You might think I'm crazy, but that's me as a Mets fan. That's me as a fan of Comic-Cons and baseball card shows. And I think we do a pretty good show where it shows that it's more for the fans and not like a money grab.
And plus there's food there,
Absolutely.
right? There's plenty of food, drinks, all that good stuff.
Catch is coming back as usual. They're great partners. They're the ones that hooked us up at the hotel to begin with. And they were a host of the QBC for 3 years until we outgrew them. And then they were able to find this hotel for us that they do catering at. And it's been a good partnership ever since.
That's good. It's cool. I still remember the COVID year that you did when we did the artist panel. That was fun. That was interesting how you guys did that, because we thought, no way, there's not going to be anything. And doing those streams, I know it was a lot of work for you, Keith, but Dave, that was a good time, right?
I remember that. Yeah, I remember being terrified of everything because that's what thought we were supposed to be terrified of everything, and it was like we still made it happen. It was cool. I was thinking about that the other day too. That's because I have like just a few of the tifos still that I held on to. I think Darren has the rest of them. And
I have the
that
last,
one of the ones. You have the last
one,
one, right? That was supposed to be for. Was this supposed to be for spring training?
It was spring training. It was the last one we used at spring training, and after that, everything shut down. So I have the last Dave Maggio tifo. If anybody wants to buy this for me at the QBC,
I'm sure there's people watching. They're like, "What is a tifo?"
Because what the hell are you talking about?
What is this tifo stuff?
I think Darren broke out one this year or at the playoffs, right? I think during one of the games he sent me a video and he was just like, check it out. I was like, oh man.
Yeah, and then you would put them over the outfield wall, you hang them up and you
pass them around, like
pass them up and down.
Stuff. I think supplies down here is like far few in between. I think I was thinking before, like the joke is we live closer to Cuba than we do to a Walmart, which is physically 100% true. So it's like trying to find stuff down here is next to impossible. But
so you could scout the next Met player down there. Then.
I could. I put binoculars on. I stand on I stand on my porch and I just see what's going on. But
Dave, you're doing some really nice. You're doing more work down there. I see a lot more time lapses on your Instagram constantly, loving them. You're doing some stuff. I think with. Is it like with the school or with another business that you these drawings?
No, well, there's so like the ink ones, I was doing it as like an Inktober challenge kind of a thing. But I did like something that was like historically relevant to Key West and like the whole area. each day. And then I'm thinking in my head, I was like, I should like make a book out of this. And like 5 other people like, you should make a book out of these. I was like, I think I should probably make a book out of this. But
You should probably
it's
Hey, Dave?
I should
You
probably
should
make a book out of it.
You should make a book out of it.
I'm thinking
Dave,
about it. So
Dave, you should make a book out of it. Yeah.
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna go buy some printers and ink and make myself a book out of it. But yeah, no, I've been doing a lot more. It's definitely refueled some creative fuel down here, creative fire. But
Good.
I would love to, even for spring training this year, like because now I mean it's about like a 4-hour drive from where we are. I was even thinking like, man, I'd love to just do a banner again and just hang it on the wall like we used to do and see what happens. Maybe get a couple like generic ones painted and send them up Darren's way and see if, bring it back a little bit if we could.
Get to go to spring training, I guess, right? I mean, now that you're living down there.
We didn't go because when we first moved down here, our son was born, so he was a baby. We're like, we're not traveling just yet, but I think this year we're definitely gonna make our way up there.
You remember when your wife lost the car in the parking lot?
Oh, we couldn't find it. I totally remember that. We could not find that car anywhere. Didn't help, but yeah, no, I remember that. Yeah, we found it eventually. Obviously,
Obviously, you found the car.
that's just the beauty of spring training. Is sometimes you just lose your car.
well, Mary had the baby brain going on, and then I had the Mercedes because they didn't have I rented the Camaro, but they gave me a Mercedes convertible because they didn't have I'm like, I don't want to convert. I don't want a Mercedes, but I ended up taking it. And then me and you were driving around and people yelling at us, why are you showing off? I'm like, he lost his car.
It's good times. I didn't even remember that. I kind of pieced 2 or 3 different spring trainings together in my mind. I'm like, wait, when?
The Dairy Queen.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good ice cream. We have one of those down here.
Joe, have you ever gone to spring training?
No.
It's fun.
My
That's a good
my buddy lives right near Port St. Lucie, and he says it's great. He loves it. So I definitely one of these springs want to head down there, visit him, and go.
We should all plan to go together.
Class
do
trip,
one of these
class
live.
trip.
Yes, class trip.
Class trip. We'll do a live from spring training. Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Talking about Ibby. Hey, Ibby, you want to jump on? You're more than welcome to. I'll send you an invite. Let me know. I've been trying to get Ibby to jump on one of my shows for a while. I think he's just going to troll me in the comments like I usually do them.
A payback. This is payback for you.
Oh, totally.
So I'm thinking even if I don't make it up there or I was going to try to get some paintings done and then maybe thinking about doing like a limited run print of each, maybe like 10 of each players or something. If Keith would be willing to sell them like a day of type of a thing, be able to have them available for people to get them for autographs if we're allowed to do that. I don't know how things go with copyright
just give
and
them
stuff.
Give them to me. I'll sign my name that I did it. I've been slacking in the art, the drawing, the traditional drawing lately. And everybody be like, hey, that looks like Matt Joe's stuff. No, that's Marisic.
No, it's not.
No.
Let me just do quick little reset, as they say in the business. Follow QBC on X and on Twitter. Which is Twitter. Instagram, it's QB Convention. QueensBaseballConvention.com for tickets and info. Facebook, just look up Queens Baseball Convention. I have my blog, themediagoon.com. Joe, I've been getting like 600,000 hits a month now. It's crazy. That's
great.
It's been going on for about 4 or 5 months now.
Oh, I didn't tell you. I paid for a bunch of bots, and I was just paying you. I was like, I owe you for taking me those Met games. I'm like, I gotta help this guy out.
So then only 600,000. You couldn't do more.
Like I said, I haven't been selling a lot of art lately, and money's tight. So, and I got them from Croatia. The Croatians. They'll give you good traffic. So, I don't know.
It's all good.
I've been doing great. That's awesome. It's great. And I like how you embed the video, like when you share it on the page and the link. You're doing everything I'm trying to get my clients to do. You're doing it right. So.
Sorry, just answering Ibby again. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see him in the comments. There we go.
Yeah. So got you looking good, guys, on the background. Some cleaning, but I had trouble when I heard the cars. Hey, come on, I gotta have fun when I'm down in Port St. Lucie. If you have when you go down there, you need like a convertible. You need a fast convertible. It's just fun. I'm a professional driver. I know how to have a good time.
Well, now that I got the 2 girls, the kids, the wife. If we come down, it's gonna be minivan time, and
yeah,
nothing,
it is.
No speed demon. I mean, Dave, how many kids do you have? You have 1 or 2?
We have 2. We have 2.
You have 2 also. Yeah, that's right.
We don't have a minivan though. We don't have a minivan.
We don't. We have a Subaru. One of those. I don't know.
Wagons.
It may as well be a minivan.
Is it a Tribeca?
And I don't know if you guys know, like North Shore, Long Island. Everybody seems to be getting like they still bringing back those Suburbans and those Hummers and these huge like trucks, and these people can't drive them. And it's like, well, I got kids. I need like you need a tank, really? Come on.
No, that's true. I just said the other day,
sports.
Those new Wagoneers, they're absurdly large. Like there's like they don't fit in parking spots.
You need
They're
like a certain license
$85,000
to drive these things. Yeah,
I would prefer the one from like the early '80s with the wood.
And now we got
on
the
side.
cyber trucks flying around, cyber cars, and the cyber bus is going to be coming soon up here.
The
and
cyber trucks. There's a couple down here that we see, and they have them wrapped. So there's like a blue one, a black one, and my son every single time he's like, "Oh, it's a cyber truck." We're like, "Yep, there it is. There goes the cyber truck."
We need a QBC cyber truck.
Yeah, we do. Keith, let's go.
Let's go. That's the next investment. The money we'll get for next
year. Somebody go get us a sponsorship.
Yeah. Well, ask Elon. We're streaming on X now. I mean, he could hook you up. He might be like, "Oh, QBC, that's something with quarterbacks." Okay.
Oh, let's not go there either. You're like Kurt Warner.
Yeah, Kurt Warner could give us some money, loan us a little money. You know.
Yeah. Well, he actually could have borrowed our QBC. Trademark for a little bit, but good Christian guy that would never use it and used it. Yeah. Now had to get the cease and desist, just like Yahoo. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember the Yahoo.
How many people do you know that could beat a mega billion dollar corporation like that with the C&D, and also with a former NFL MVP, Hall of Fame quarterback?
I know someone who couldn't. Me. I know that right away.
I would just be like, "Well, they stole my shit. Oh well."
I would end up paying them money. I would end up like paying them more. And
I'd be like, "Go ahead, guys. You can use it.
You can use it. I feel bad.
Here's an extra $5.
Here, take my art. It's okay."
Yeah, right.
Well, Joey, remember when I got them to take down your art?
Yeah, that was nice. That's why I need to hire you more for these things. When I get upset, Keith gets physical.
I didn't even have to get physical.
I know.
I just told him I was coming for him.
You're like my Joe Pesci.
Just taller.
Yeah, just taller.
Yeah.
Knock on doors.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to start doing this more often, the 3 of us.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
We could talk
about. We always have a good time.
Everything. We could talk about, even the TV show I got to watch tonight that Keith, you've heard about, this Penguin thing. I got to watch that show tonight. The thing.
Did you work on that, Keith?
Yeah.
You did?
Driving.
Awesome.
Yeah, drove a set dressing truck on that.
Remember when you were texting me while you're working on it? I'm like, Keith, what are you doing? He's like, I'm working on the Penguin. I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? The Penguin?
Right.
What is this Penguin? Oh, it's a TV show. I was like, oh yeah, the Penguin from the movie. And I'm like, that's not gonna work. And now I'm like, this is so good. This is like I'm telling my wife.
I heard
it's
really
Sopranos.
good.
This is great. Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome.
It sucks that tonight's the last episode. It's horrible that it's the last episode. It's such a good show.
Is it multiple series or multiple seasons, or it's like a one-time miniseries thing?
As of right now, it's just a one-time miniseries. Okay. They're looking to do like whatever.
They're not doing a season 2? They're not going to continue? You don't think?
It could happen, but as of right now, no.
It's going to lead up for the Batman 2 movie, I guess, right? They're gonna...
and then they were just announcing that they might do a Joker movie after that. It was in the trades.
Like that.
Right. Like that's in the new Batman universe, like not.
Yeah, it was what's his name? Barry Keogh.
Yeah.
He played the Joker in the Batman.
Did you watch it, Dave? The Batman?
The Batman I did see, yeah. I just thought you were saying that they're going to make it was
different.
It was all right.
Uh,
I'm one of the types that I'm actually a fan of. I was a fan of Ben Affleck as Batman. I don't know why.
oh,
There's just something I
I'm
was like,
Michael
you know what?
Keaton. Michael Keaton.
Oh no, Michael Keaton will always be the best. And what's his name? The one that does the Dark Knight ones.
Christian Bale with laryngitis.
He was my least favorite Batman, but those are my favorite Batman.
Every
movies.
movie he would get more like hoarse. Like,
yeah.
And then the one with him and Bane, they're both like.
I could have done without
Can't
that
understand
one,
anybody.
but it was still good.
Yeah,
but the Batman was all right. How many times are we going to redo him now? I'm getting a little suspicious now.
No, what's great about it is that you could do it in different, like that. The Batman's the Elseworlds one,
right?
It has something to do with the main. It has something to do with the main continuity. So they're doing it more as a detective.
Yeah, the Batman. Yeah. He's kind of like a Seattle grunge, like Batman. He's like got feelings,
the eyeshadows and stuff.
Yeah, he's like, I got to write my
criminals
tonight. Oh,
he's emo Batman.
I'm gonna go to Starbucks and get my venti cappuccino latte and
puts on Good Charlotte and goes to bed.
But then people say on this Penguin show, they're like, well, you're waiting for him to show up. And it's like,
right.
I guess the whole show, not to give it away, but he's busy. The Penguin's busy with what's happening. And there's no time for, so people thinking, to watch the show, you're going to see the Batman. And no, you're not. It's totally different.
Well, it's funny how I worked on Gotham and then I worked on the Penguin.
That's what I thought. That's really interesting that you worked on both of those. And Gotham was a great show.
Yeah, and I still have good friends from there too. Drew, Cameron, Robin Lord Taylor. Drew actually came to QBC.
Yeah, about to ask you, since you have the connections with both, like you have your Mets and you have all this stuff, you want to do like a Comic-Con QBC crossover mashup? I mean, that would be a total fun to see all these different people dressed up in cosplay with Mets fans. But imagine like the press you would get. Like you have like
the only chaos. The only bad thing is that it would be so chaotic, like how big it would be, that I prefer having it separate. Like I could do a separate one. I also could do a wrestling one too.
Good. A wrestling one would be very pop. I'm not into wrestling anymore, but that would be huge.
But I have like my buddy Joe Shoes that's doing the Jeffries panel. He's a wrestler. And we have connections with wrestlers. One of my friends is a wrestler, owns Creative Pro. Brian Myers used to be Kurt Hawkins in WWE. And they have a whole podcast network where they have wrestlers on that. And they're always looking to, do shows and stuff. So I can, pay them to come in and do something,
QBC, do you get non-Met fans that come? Like Yankee fans, Phillies fans, like people who don't like baseball, like people just want to experience what this is about?
Fans there.
Yeah.
It's usually like fans. That's fine, but I'm putting you through a table, Ibby. Ibby's wrestling one. I'm throwing a super kick at Keith. I'm just putting him through a table, maybe even a flaming table. I don't know.
Put that on YouTube.
Get all the hits. The hits. It's pretty cool. We got 127 eyes on us. So actually 127 pairs of eyes. Well, almost 130 now, 129.
Wow.
It's a lot of eyes.
Probably one of our, me and Joe have just like went all over social media tonight.
I probably have my family in Croatia watching, and they're just like, "What?"
With the bots?
What? Yeah, and the bots. I didn't tell you. Most of the family were actually the bots as well. That's our business, Croatia bots. CroatiaBots.com. Visit us today. Yeah, we have Christmas, Black Friday specials, whatever you need. Mom and dad are on the computer all night, smoking cigarettes, getting it done. But no, yeah. So I got a big family.
Awesome. Yeah, so let's, I don't want to take you guys' time. We've been on it for almost 50 minutes already. Let's do, you have any other questions about the QBC? Anything that you would think of if you were a fan and you didn't know me, you would want to know about the QBC?
Like how's parking?
I was just thinking about parking.
or right, public train, yeah.
So it's a 3-minute train walk from the train with the 7 up from Main Street. There's street parking with meters, and you could probably find meterless parking. There's also a valet parking at the hotel. I think it's like 50. It could be anywhere between $8 and $15. I forget what it is. Usually they give an event rate. So if you tell them that you're coming to the QBC, you'll get a decent rate. And you're there for hours, so it's not like you're getting screwed like in Manhattan for an hour for like $15.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Gross.
That's not bad.
Of course, the vendors. We have artists there. We have.
What artists do you have there?
Yeah. Who?
Who?
Let us know.
On us with who?
Not you guys, because you don't show up.
Whatever.
I show up. I try. I know every year. I'm like, I gotta go this year, and then something happens.
Actually, I don't. So, 2 years ago, me and Dan made up this plan. Now he deals with all the vendors. I deal with all the logistics. He does the booking for the hotel, the flights. I do everything for the day of. I do the social media. I do the pushing. If I have to jump on a podcast, I'm more of the face of the QBC now, and he's more of the behind the scenes / backbone to do that kind of stuff. So everything production wise, everything media wise, it's me, and everything else is him. So with the vendors, he knows everybody who's going to be there. But I know it's memorabilia artists, Christmas ornaments. Coach's Collectibles is going to be there. Coach has been great with us. We've become good friends with him, help each other out with promotions. He's the one that's bringing in Jose Reyes, who he has exclusively. So he's been a good help with us. So I'm going to coachescollectibles.com, I think it is, or coachescollectiblesnewyork.com. But if you'll look it up, you can find it.
Will you also be doing a live stream if people want to pay if they can't leave their homes or something, they want to stream?
If I could figure out how to do that, maybe, but that also takes away from ticket sales. And I think a part of the whole thing with the QBC is the actual being there. And experiencing it.
The autograph,
I might go live a couple minutes to show you what you're missing.
Yeah.
I usually record the show and put it out like a couple months later. I try to do audio. I try to do video.
Okay.
Last 2 years, I tried to do it. Somebody screwed up my cameras. There was one guy shut it off. My audio wasn't working. And then last year, I had two people standing in front of my cameras, look up at the camera.
That was me a Dave. Yeah, sorry about that again. Yeah, my bad. Me and Dave are like, where are the artist tables at? Where's Keith? What's going on? Hey, buddy, stop with the camera in my back.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have this set up. That's why I've been playing around with my new camera. Now I'm gonna probably use StreamYard to record stuff, and then that way I have it as a library in StreamYard, and then I can do cuts of like little reels and stuff that it does for you.
Yeah. Yeah, because I know a lot of these like conventions and conferences, especially conferences I go to lately, they offer, if people want to do the live stream or after even pay for the video, the people pay for, the videos and all that stuff. But yeah, I know that's a whole nother adds to your workflow and you're busy enough. So
yeah, and I mean, I try to get people to do what I do, but you've guys seen how I am. Like everything's in my head. Yeah. I think a lot differently than a lot of people, and it really confuses my wife at times how I am. But even like guys I work with, they're like, "How do you think about the stuff that you think about?" I'm like, my mind's always going. So even though I'm working on, like, I'll be working on the video stuff, I'll have Trisha come to me or my sister or one of our other friends that are working with us as staff and come over and go, "Hey, we need help with this." And I'm like, "All right, let me finish this." And I run over there. And I'm like, "Oh, wait, I got to get back over to this." So
yeah, I've seen you at the past QBCs, like running around, coordinating, and your wife, she's great. Her friends, they're all like helping out. Other people that we know, Mets fans. It seems like they come together to help, which is great. So
yeah, so everybody that's a volunteer at the QBC, or I consider like my family and friends. There are people that I've known for years. They believe in the QBC. They love doing the QBC. They'll run through walls for me. And the funny thing is, my wife, these are all her friends now, but they weren't her friends before she met me. So it's
Yeah.
like I converted her from a Yankees fan to a Mets fan.
Oh, I didn't know
Because-
that. Wow, she was
You
a
never
Yankees
knew that?
fan originally. No, wow, dropping breaking news here for me.
I-
Wow, you need like
Yankee
you know, Majo bomb.
Oof.
This is news. Wow.
Maggio knew.
Yeah,
I did. Yeah. Yep, I remember.
No, that's fine. I mean, that's fine. My wife's a Ranger fan, and I'm an Islander fan. You know, it's I can't convert her. We're battling for the kids though to be Islander. Or Ranger fan.
Watch, they'll both be Buffalo fans.
Yeah, you'll be Devil fans.
Devils
and, you
fans.
know.
Well, we can't have that. That's no.
What the hell is that?
But you converted her, so she's no longer a Yankee fan. She's a Met fan.
No, so she's from, she was from Staten Island. So I
Yeah.
saved her from Staten Island to begin with. So that was a plus for me. And then when she first started dating me, I started dating her before the first QBC. It was like a month in before, and she's like, "What is this craziness that you're doing?"
She's
I'm
probably like,
like,
"What did I get involved with? This guy's doing this QBC thing. I don't know."
She was like, "He's in the film business. He's doing this. What the heck is all of this?" And then she started meeting like everybody. She met Darren. She met Darren's wife. She met my friend Bianca. All the 7 Line calendar girls, and then she met MJ and Nancy, and all like Randy and all my friends that were diehard Mets fans. And
Yeah.
she was like, "This is kind of fun. It's weird." And then she's like, "I'm never wearing any Mets stuff. I'm just gonna wear Mets colors." Okay. Then like we go away with the 7 Line. It's before Darren got the license, officially up and going. And she's like, I'm not wearing anything that with Mets on it. I'll just wear 7 Line stuff. Darren gets the license. What happens? Mets logo. She's like, so then she started. It just kept. It was just kept going and going. And finally, she's like, fine. And then when I proposed to her, and I had a Mets jersey that said "Marry Me," and I did a video where I proposed via video. She thought it was just like a blog post. I go, yeah, it's a blog post. It's going to be it's just what I'm writing about opening day today. So Misha and her husband Dan came over and they videotaped what was going on, and proposed to her. I'm like, oh, you got to see "Let's Go Mets" now, and she's "Let's go Mets" with her ugly cry going on. And then it took almost 10 years, but during the playoffs, like she's at home watching the playoff games now, and she's like invested. She's yelling at people to get out of her way at the 7 Line game, and I'm like,
she's a bigger Met fan than you now. She's like into the Mets.
Let's not get too crowded.
Oh, okay. Right.
I don't see her running a Mets fan fest. Yeah, so
That's nice.
Yeah, I saved her from Staten Island and from being a Yankees fan.
There you go.
And she's had a lot more.
Not all
fun ever
heroes wear
since.
capes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do.
Right?
But you kicked
Picture
Dave
it.
out of New York. I mean,
Yeah.
New Jersey.
Everybody else has been pretty happy.
Oh, damn. I'm gonna go home now.
Aren't you home?
Yep. Yes, I am.
Come on, Dave. You know I love you.
I know. I feel the love through the radiating iPhone 5 screen and my corded headphones that I keep playing with.
iPhone 5? Oh man.
No, it's not really a 5. It's like a 13 or a 12.
I think the last time we did this, you were like on an Apple Pet computer or something.
That's
Yeah, that
that's
Tamagotchi.
100. Yeah, that's still alive, man. Don't make fun of it. Dedication keeping that thing awake. That's not true. I don't have that anymore. But if I did,
It didn't make it in the move.
no.
Your wife's probably like,
Professionality.
we're not taking that computer.
Yeah,
Leave it.
That's enough. Got lost in storage.
All right, guys. Any other questions that, if you were a fan, haven't been to the QBC, anything that you would want to ask? Because, like I said, my brain over the years, I don't know anymore.
I would just say, even if it's not a question you might ask, but if you're even going solo, you're not alone when you go. Like everybody there is your friend. You all have everything, like the same thing in common. It's kind of like even same thing with going to the 7 Line games and stuff. It's like that atmosphere. It's you're going to be around people who are like-minded and are there to celebrate being a Mets fan for the day. So it's definitely fun. It's was definitely one of my favorite things to look forward to every year. So it's a good time. Don't be afraid.
Yeah, it's also family friendly too.
Yeah.
You know, it's
You have a lot
there's
of
no
kids
debate.
coming this year,
Some come. I mean, we don't do a kids ticket. If your kid is 4 and under, you can bring them for free.
but
As
otherwise
long
it's
as
full price.
yeah,
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
if
I
we
mentioned
did
it
it
to my
like
wife, and she was like, "I don't know." She's like, "Maybe we'd go by ourselves, leave the kids home with the grandparents and have fun." Sometimes with the kids running around chasing them, you don't get to enjoy the whole event. So
Right.
well, I do have my 12-year-old and 11-year-old nephew coming. They like to think they help out, but they're just hanging out. It's a funny story. With Brian Myers, he helped do a fundraiser for Merrick and Little League. Like I can't remember the other. It was Merrick and something Little League, and they Merrick Babylon. But QBC actually sponsored Brian's match with Turk Wendell was his manager and Tommy Dreamer was his partner. So Turk actually came down to the ring and got into the ring when the heels came in and was throwing baseballs at them. And I got to hang out with Turk during the day. And my nephews came, and when they came, I was like, "Yeah, the one wants to be a Yankee fan," and Turk's like, "Get out of here! We don't need you." And the kid's like, "No, I'm a Mets fan. I'm a Mets fan." So I'm gonna when QBC happens and they come, I'm gonna go, Turk. Remember that one's a Yankees fan, and I want to see how it happens. But yeah, it's very family friendly. How old are your girls again, Joe?
we got 5 and 7. But the last time I went, I came with my nephew, and I
Nephew.
think he was
Yeah.
he was like 15 or 16, and he had a blast. He was like everywhere, like the tables, and he had it was I'd say for the teenagers, they gotta love that. You gotta have. I bet you have plenty of that age group there.
Yeah. And we try to go throughout like the generations of players too. Like
Mm.
the 69 players, a lot of fans that come to the QBC aren't 69 or 73 team
Yeah,
fans.
they
So
won't
I'm
know.
trying to
Yeah,
so I'm trying to do like 86, 90s, 2000s, 2010s right now. If I can get a current player, I'll try to get a current player, but the money that some of these players are asking for, I can't do that because I don't want to kill the fans coming in for autographs or admission. And people think that I'm charging this admission because I want to at the price. And there's even some people that don't understand that the players don't do these things for free, that they get paid. They think that people should just show up. And I'm
yeah,
trying to explain to them like that's not how it works. We have
yeah,
to pay for the talent.
yeah.
A lot of moving parts. But that's good on you. Like and I hope people do realize that. Like, yeah, you could go and get a modern player or a current player, but you're gonna end up paying how much more to where it's like
Did you see what Fanatics Fest was charging for like Pete
no,
Alonso for a game used item to get sold signed by Pete Alonso was $500.
no, that's ridiculous.
We don't charge we don't charge premium like items. It's like whatever you could bring a bench from Shea Stadium in and it's still the same price of
Right.
what if you had a baseball or a photo. If you brought that to FanFest, it'd be like, oh, that's $1,000.
That's
You know?
insane.
And then, like with Amazing Day, I don't know if you're allowed to bring in anything to get signed or if they have stuff that's going to be signed. I don't know who the players are that are going to be there. They say there's alumni, current players, but you don't know who it is or how they're setting it up. And like I said, the last one I went to, it was fine. I was there the whole day. It wasn't a bad event, but it felt very corporate. We try not to be
Right.
corporate, and we try to be like, hey, we're fans. We try to make it as accessible and as fun for everybody as we possibly can.
Yeah, QBC is definitely not corporate. And when I went, like I said, and been involved in the past, it's definitely like laid back for us. I know it's intense for you, Keith, because you're running the whole show there with everybody else, but it's very like chill, nice atmosphere. You see people from SNY walking by, and then you see somebody from Twitter walking by. You're like, hey, what's going on? It's very not like everybody's separate,
Yeah, we try, and like Terry Collins last year came. The night before we're setting up, he came, hung out with us for a little bit. In the morning, he ate breakfast with us. I had bagels. He's like, hey, can we have bagels? He was just going for a walk. He was
That's
just
awesome.
wandering around the hotel. It's like, hey, can I have bagels with you guys? Sure. Oh, when's my panel? Oh, it's such and such. Can I come down early to hang out? Like, you can do whatever you want. We're not. So he came down. He's hanging
long as
out.
you pay
People
for the
coming up
ticket.
to him.
Yeah,
Pay for
your
admission,
ticket.
Terry.
Yeah,
Whatever.
Terry. Yeah, who do you think you are, Terry?
Terry was one of the
Terry.
panel guests. It was Terry, Cliff Floyd, and Billy Wagner. Yeah, so we try to have good guests. We try to have good hosts. We don't usually have any problems with fans. I've had to throw out 2 fans over 10 years.
I guess the place
Is-
provides security, or do you have to bring your own security?
I have me and I have a couple other volunteers that are police officers.
Oh, nice. Because I know, like, when Mulcahy's, I think they have anyway. The places sometimes will have the security there.
Yeah, they had 2 security guards there, and they were impressed the way I threw out the guy at Mulcahy's.
And you've been working at Mulcahy's ever since. I see you at the door when I'm driving by. I'm like, hey, that's the QBC guy, and the Penguin guy, and the Gotham guy,
Royal Pains, Law and Order.
Roy Paynes, everything. Man, your resume. Pretty
Well,
good.
it's funny. Dan hit me up the other day and he goes, "Hey, I saw you're in the credits of the Penguin. Do you have an IMDb page?" I'm like, "Yeah, but it's wrong. It only has like 3 things I've done."
I set up an IMDb page just to help my SEO organic, get those backlinks going. But I have to make up I might put this as one of my.
You
that I was
should.
an actor on, yeah, and I'll put it in there. Should bring me a little more traffic.
I'm
You're on
actually
it as
on a
self.
I'm actually on a podcast there too, but not on this one. It's for the Major World Order, which is a fan group that does podcasts about the Major Wrestling Fan Pod.
Think from the old shows that the 3 of us did. How many years ago was that? I'm still showing up on Google searches. Like, my clients would be like, Joe, we see your artwork and we see you do SEO and all this stuff. What is this QBC and who's this Dave guy?
We were gonna
We
stick
don't know.
with you, but this Dave guy.
This Dave
I don't
guy,
know about
no, they were saying actually we want to hire him. He's a better artist than you, Joe. We don't want to say that, but
Yeah.
your
He
cartoons are
doesn't
getting
live here
lame,
anymore.
Joe. Yeah, I don't know. We sent him to Florida. He's can't work with him.
He's gone now.
They charge more in Florida, higher taxes.
Yeah. You're right.
He's in Cuba,
Witness
right? Cuba now.
Yeah,
He's almost in
now.
Cuba.
He's basically in Cuba. That's what Dave
Basically,
told
he's in
me.
Cuba.
I got
That's-
the tape right here. You said Cuba is like you can see Cuba from your house. You're right there.
If it's a clear night, you can see the twinkling lights in the distance.
Like, where's Dave? Oh, you're here? He's in Cuba. He's driving a 1950, Camaro.
Yeah, 1957 Chevy with a 94
Yeah,
Toyota
yeah.
engine in it.
He's drawing a lot of cars
On the
old
water.
cars. Yeah.
All right, so I don't want to hold you guys up much longer. Joe, give me your socials.
I don't even know anymore. I actually just changed a bunch of them yesterday because I have OCD. Like I can't get Graphic Stroker for my Instagram, so it was the Graphic Stroker. But now last night I changed it to Joe Marisich. So we have that. We have Graphic Stroker on X. We have I don't know. Just Google me. I'm everywhere. I'm around. Just contact Media Goon or Dave, and they'll lead you to me. If you want to talk to me after this, I don't know.
Right.
All right, what about you, Majo?
Just like you see it on the screen there, that's for Instagram, just at Dave Majo. And then our Twitter, don't really use all that much anymore.
Yeah, you're
but
quiet on
it's-
there lately. I don't see you
Yeah,
on there
it's not much that interesting, but it's kind of like I open it up, I look at the newsfeed, I'm like, all right, I'll talk to that later, and then I just kind of forget about it. But I think that's Dave _MAJO. But I definitely want to have prints and stuff available, so I would say stay tuned in the next couple of weeks to definitely know what I'm going to have for you, and I'll send them up to Keith, and you'll be able to get your hands on some printed artwork. I don't know if I'll be sending up any originals, but if
So
I
what-
do, Keith,
what
you just
we-
have to get them signed for me.
No, but what we did last year was people bought stuff off of you, and then you sent it to me, and I gave it to them at the QBC.
Yeah, I think we did that. I don't know if I want to do that again. We'll see. Just because that almost makes me feel like if something, God forbid, happened in shipping, or the prints didn't make it up there. Yeah,
I mean, putting "do not bend" on it,
and then they bent it in 1,000,001. Yeah, so
bend,
let's try
they
not.
break, they squeeze, they do everything.
Hopefully that doesn't happen. So I might just do it and get it in a nice cardboard box, and that way ship it all in one shot. We'll do a limited run of prints, and then try to get your hands on some, and that'll be it. But that'll be definitely within the next week or two. I'd like to have some stuff made up and prices, make it nice and cheap for everybody to enjoy and get signed, and then make fun of me next time I go on one of these things.
Well, we should try to do that. We should try to do this at least once a week.
That would be cool.
We can.
Yeah.
I'm usually good on Sundays. Usually the best night for me. I don't know about you guys, but Sunday's usually like where I'm chill. But I'm very good at just moving around too. So if I can have both you guys on, one of you guys, it works out. So
yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, no, this is fun. This is great.
All right. So again, December 7th. It's a Saturday, 2024. Greg Jeffries, Jose Reyes, Ray Knight, Turk Wendell, QueensBaseballConvention.com. They're doing panels, signings. We got Baseball Night New York, Till Mets to Us Part podcast. We got all these great guys going to be here. Let's knock it out of the park. QB Convention on X, QB Convention on Instagram, Media Goon on X, Media Goon on Instagram, themediagoon.com for my blog, and then QueensBaseballConvention.com for tickets and info. If you can't remember that, just look for a Queens Baseball Convention on Eventbrite, and you'll be able to find something there. All right, guys, I'm going to end the stream. I'll talk to you in a second afterwards. Everybody, thank you for watching. 143 people.
Nice.
Not bad. Yeah, not
Dave,
bad.
Dave brought them all. Dave brought them
It
Yeah.
was all
They're
me
like,
and
is
the
he-
Croatian bots.
the Croatian bots and Dave.
All right, guys, thanks.